Hey girls, welcome back to Her Nature. Today I'm here with Christina, who's a real life cowgirl.
Hey.
I love Christina because she is like the most just approachable, iconic cowgirl. You're so skilled at what you do and so like technically knowledgeable. As somebody who wishes that she was a cowgirl, and I don't know if it's cultural appropriation to be dressing up like a cowgirl all the time, but I want to be you. And you are just like the best at nurturing everybody and like educating them about the lifestyle. That's what it's all about.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's why I got into it, is because in the horse industry, it can be very closed off. And there can be a lot of people that will be like, you shouldn't be a cowgirl. You shouldn't be a cowboy. Why are you wearing that cowboy hat? Why are you wearing that dress? For me, I say rock it. I say giddy up and go. Giddy up and go. Like, honestly, because it's a compliment to the Western way of living. And it's just like more exposure. And why shouldn't we embrace and welcome new people, new faces? Because I want the horse industry to continue to grow, to continue to thrive. And we need new people that are coming in. So
you're cool with me. Can I get a spray tan the day before rodeo and then wear my Ariat boots that I got from the old mill and a little sundress and go to rodeo?
Send it. Full send. Period. Stop. The end. If I needed a spray tan, girl, I would go get a spray tan
Girl,
too.
you don't need it.
I know, right?
She's been out in the sun all day teaching kids how to ride. So she's naturally got the tan and she's getting that sun horseback, baby.
Yes.
Period. Okay. So what I was thinking we could do before we get into your story and everything about Christina is play a fun game that I made this up this afternoon. Okay. There's 10 questions and I'm going to ask you, basically give you 10 different topics, and you're going to tell me whether it's giddy up, like real cowgirl shit, and what you love to see, or get out, which is we hate to see it. And I know that you're very open-minded, and most things are going to be giddy up for you because you're so accepting and like want to bring everybody into the culture. But don't be afraid to...
You want me to give the truthful answer?
Give the truthful answer.
I will give the real. I'll give you the straight answer. I'll give you what the rodeo industry community like will say.
Thank you. Yeah.
I won't. Maybe it won't necessarily be what I agree with, but yes, I will.
You can also give me a get the fuck out if you choose. It's up to you.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's see it. Let's hear it. What do you got for me?
Okay. Morgan Wallen.
I say giddy up.
What?
I mean, he's like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I think he's been like with Dale Brisby and stuff. You know, I would say that, and he's hot. So, I mean, that's where my vote is. I mean, and when he had the mullet.
I'm surprised. I genuinely thought for sure that you were going to say get out for that one. Do you listen to Morgan Wallen?
Yeah, I listen to him.
Wow. An inclusive, accepting cowgirl over here. Okay. How do we feel about wearing your Crocs when you're doing chores around the farm?
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, because you're gonna, like, I don't know, if a horse steps on your foot, then there's dust and like your feet are just gonna get super swampy and super nasty.
What do you wear? Cowgirl boots?
Cowgirl boots. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you feel? Is it giddy up or get out taking riding lessons for the first time when you don't know what you're doing?
Giddy up. That's the best way to get into horseback riding and the safest way. So a lot of people will go buy a horse and have no idea what they're doing. And then that's when like things can get really dangerous.
They just buy a horse when they've never ridden before? Or?
Well, I would say the worst thing that people do is they've never been in the horse industry and they go to an auction and they'll buy a $500 horse. That's where broken bones come in. So it's like, if you're working with a trainer can help you find a good fit instead of getting like something at the auction.
What do you feel about girls who, separately from all this, how do you feel about the girls who just want to live the cowgirl lifestyle and just do that? They're just like, I want to live on a farm and live the homestead lifestyle. And all I need to do is get a horse from an auction, get some sourdough starter from my girlfriend, then I have everything that I need.
I would say get the fuck out, because honestly, if you're in the horse industry, you don't get days off. You don't get weekends off. It's sun up, sundown. And people really want to romanticize horseback riding. They really want to romanticize owning a farm. But I'll tell you this, every time I go to the farm, a horse is out, a horse is getting into this, getting into that. So you really have to like be into it, because it's a lifestyle. It's not just a hobby. It's totally a lifestyle.
Okay, is it giddy up or get out to own chickens and then name every chicken?
I would say giddy up. I mean, that's, yeah, because a lot of people have chickens and stuff like that. And I feel like that's a good introduction to like the farming culture, living. And it does like teach you responsibility and stuff. And it's a chicken, you know, so it's not, you're not really like fucking anything up if like a chicken dies.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's still sad. Like, we don't want like Dolly Parton to die or something.
Right.
But yeah, it's a pretty like introductory into it.
And you have how many horses?
14.
14. And do you have any other animals?
A cat.
A cat.
3 goats. Actually, we have a couple cats. Yeah. So I have my hands full.
Okay. She's a fur mom.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about if you're somebody who does decide to own a horse, but you don't clean the stall, you pay somebody to come out and do that for you? Is it giddy up or get out?
I would say get out for sure. For sure. I don't know. To me, that's just kind of entitled. And it's like, that's part of it. And if you're going to pay somebody else to do it, it's like, I don't really have a lot of respect for that, to be honest. If you're going to own it, you got to take care of it yourself. And if you're 90 years old and then you need to hire somebody to come clean out your stalls, that's one thing. But if you're able-bodied and you're just like, I have my little Starbucks Frappuccino and Jose is going to clean out my kitchen. Or
Not Jose.
I don't know. I mean, I wasn't raised like that either. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
She said what she said. Okay?
I did.
What about wearing your Lululemons on a horseback?
Get out. Because it's like a safety thing too, because your Lulus are going to be a little bit slicker than like a regular pair of jeans. So if you're just kind of think of like when you're sitting in that saddle, you're kind of moving around a little bit more.
Like you could, like it's so buttery soft, like you could just slip out.
Yes.
Blue jeans only.
Blue jeans only. That's going to upset the English riders, though. I already know. There's so much controversy. They'll be like, because their joppers are pretty similar to like a Lululemon. They just have like a little leather on the side.
Is that like what Kendall Jenner wears with like all the black tight? Is that
that's a whole nother vibe.
So the Western is like crazy. Like they're roping, like they're wrangling, like they're barrel racing, they're cutting cattle. It's based off of the lifestyle of old America, basically.
Yeah, it's a lot more gritty.
It's a lot more gritty. And then what is like the English riding? Like more preppy?
Yes.
Okay.
So the English riding is going to be kind of people that like have people cleaning out their stalls and that are in a very controlled environment, like covered arena. Their horses aren't really exposed to a lot. They just kind of stay in, which is great, you know. But they're two totally different lifestyles. Like Western way, like you described it perfectly. It's just we're a little bit more gritty, like we're more hands-on, and we're not afraid to get dirty.
What about saying, I need a cowboy, or like putting on your dating profile, I'm looking for a cowboy, but you're not a cowgirl. You're just like a normal city girl.
I would say get after it.
Giddy up?
Giddy up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'd love to see that. We'd love that.
And the cowboys love that too.
They love a city girl.
Oh, yes. There's a lot of guys that date that are cowboys that like will date girls that have no idea what they're doing because they want like more of that fan instead of like that partnership with somebody that could go out there and ride with them.
Red flag. What happens when the girl actually learns how to ride and she's like competent in the country lifestyle? Ugh.
You know, that's the thing.
Giddy up or get out if you are a girl who wants a mini Highland cow.
I would say giddy up. I want one. They are so stinking cute. They are cute.
They're cute. Do they serve a purpose?
No.
No. Okay. Giddy up or get out. Giving your horse an apple is a nice little treat after riding it.
I would say giddy up. I'm a huge advocate. If you come out to my farm, like bring a bag of carrots because they're the ones doing all the work. They're packing you around and they look forward to the treats. So I say yes, giddy up.
Saying yeehaw when you're riding. What do you feel about that? Giddy up or get out?
Get out.
What? I'm surprised.
Well, I mean, it just kind of seems like we're trying to post shit on Instagram. That's the vibe that you're like giving off.
Oh, wow. So do real cowgirls not say yeehaw?
No.
What?
No.
Are you kidding?
No. I've never once said like yeehaw unless I'm riding the bull.
What does yeehaw even mean? Like, let's fucking go?
Let's go.
Like, that's not used in the rodeo industry or like in equestrian.
I mean, like for me, like literally yeehaw would be like me riding the mechanical bull.
Wow.
Trying to like show off and flex that I can ride the bull and be like, yeehaw, you know, but other than that, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's just not a term I would ever use.
I am very surprised by that one. I thought you were going to say that everybody should be saying yeehaw all the time. That is surprising. So I'm going to hold that back next time that I'm riding with you. Okay. Giddy up or get out. A Toby Keith hat or a Amazon hat or a plastic gas station cowboy hat.
Get the fuck out. I mean, if we're going to like Watershed or something like that, then yes. But if we're going to the rodeo or if you're coming to ride, like I can tell in 2 seconds you're just not a real cowboy or cowgirl.
What do you feel about a hat being backwards?
Oh, that's get the fuck out. Yeah. That's like cardinal sin. Like if your cowboy hat's on backwards, like you just look like extra.
You look like you're trying really hard, but you're doing it all wrong.
Yes.
Wow. What do you feel about wearing a felt hat in the summer?
I don't know. Like, I mean, there's like controversy to it, right? But for me, it's like, how hot is the day? So, I mean, I'm kind of like, it's also like, what's my outfit too? You know?
Like maybe just use your awareness and like your brain.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if it's a little colder, girls, we're wearing our felt hats. If it's warmer and hot, we're wearing our straw hats.
Yes.
And unless you're at a college frat party, we're never, ever, ever wearing our plastic hats.
Oh, yeah. No.
Never.
No. Unless it's a bachelorette party and you're coming to do some horseback riding.
If it has a veil on it or if it says bride, and if you are going to Kinship Trail Rides, you can wear your plastic
yes.
hat.
I'll allow it.
Now that we have established that you're actually a legitimate cowgirl, let's jump right into it. Tell me all about like your story. I know a lot about Kinship, and I know that you are legit and you're an iconic rider, but tell me about like what got you into this lifestyle.
So I'm third generation. My grandma, she rode Tennessee Walkers.
What is that?
So Tennessee Walkers is just they're like gated, and so she grew up over in Seattle, and they had like that's a whole story in itself. But my grandma was the one that I got it from, and then my mom started riding. I don't know, like growing up. So my mom's a single parent, and there's 5 of us.
Wow. So single mom of 5. And a cowgirl?
A cowgirl. So for me, riding horses was always like my safe place. And that was the only place I really had confidence. Going to school and stuff, didn't get good grades. And I was horribly shy. Like, so I just was kind of like just an awkward kid.
Were you a horse girl? Like, isn't that the typical, like, what a horse girl is?
Yeah. And that's the thing. So I grew up, and the only place I really felt confidence was riding my horse. I had a one-eyed POA pony. Her name was Susie Q. And we would go to all the junior rodeos and stuff, and we won everything. Like,
what did the training look like for that? Did you like train all year on your pony, and how old were you?
So I was like 6 or 7, and I just held on, and I was just fearless. So this pony, she was already like trained to do the barrels, and my mom had done like a trade with one of her clients, and we got the pony for cheap because it only had one eye. So
why? What happened?
She got kicked in the eye as a foal. Oh. So literally her one eye was like sealed shut. And kids would come up and be like, "What's wrong with your horse's eye? What's wrong with it?" And I'd be like, "Girl, hold on and watch." And we would just go smoke the competition. It wasn't even, I love that pony. Like,
we love an underdog.
Oh, and that's my whole story. Like I've always just been like an underdog. And I've always had to work really hard for everything I've ever had. And just having that pony, and just the whole fact that like kids would ask me that, and then we would just go smoke them. Like, that was like the best. Okay.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Like, fuck you. You want to doubt me? Okay. My parents didn't buy me the most expensive horse. Like, my mom couldn't. So we just made what we had work. So and like, kids would always come over to my house and ride. I was the kid that had all the horses, and I've loved horses from day one. I've just always bonded and connected with them. And I started out doing 4-H, hated it. It was so slow and so stiff. Like, you had to be sitting up prim and proper and keeping your chin up. And I remember working with one trainer, and she was a snob, just horrible snob.
She was giving English riders.
Oh, for sure. And she's working with little kids. And I remember working with her, and at that young age, I could feel the division, because there was the parents that had the money. So she would spend all the time with those kids. I didn't have the money. Like, my mom was barely scraping up enough money to get me a lesson. And she just always like made me feel less than. And I was like, I always just felt like I was set up to fail because I didn't have the money. So that's why I jumped over and did the rodeo stuff, because nobody can judge you off a clock, right? People can judge you off your horse. They can judge you off your tack. But when you're running that clock, there's nobody else in there but you and the time.
Who's the guy in Yellowstone that we were talking about? Jimmy?
Jimmy
is a good example of that. He didn't have any formal training up until Yellowstone. And he got in the ring or whatever. I don't know the lingo, but he got up in there and he showed him. That's what's up. At the end of the day, is like, who are you and how well trained are you with your horse, your experience?
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing. That's what I've always loved about the rodeo community is, if you've got the heart and the grit for it, you can make it work. But yeah, I mean, that's where it like all started. And so I really feel like all those experiences led me to be the trainer I am today, because I don't care if somebody rolls up in a F-150 1990, something clapped out, or some, fancy Tesla. I want each kid, each person to feel like they have my full undivided attention, and I'm not going to play favorites. If you're there to ride and really learn, I'll teach you everything I know. And so that's kind of what sets me apart. Is now I would thank that lady for being a bitch to me. I'd be like, you know what? You made me who I am, and thank you for that. I did junior rodeos, then I did 4-H, then I did high school rodeo, and then I did college rodeo. So in high school rodeo, I did cow cutting, and I made the finals in Gillette, Wyoming. I loved cow cutting, and that's my passion now. And that I've done every sport with horses, and that was the one that really just stuck out to me.
What is, for all of the city girls out there, I recently learned what cow cutting is about a year ago, but what is cow cutting and what makes it so iconic to you?
So cow cutting is really just having a horse. So there's like a group of cattle, and you go into that group and you pick one out and you push it to the front of the herd. You and your horse have to keep that cow away from the herd, and the judge scores you on your ability to do such. And for me, why it's so iconic is the feeling. When that horse gets down and dirty on that cow, there's nothing like it. And it's like the best feeling in the world. And that's what keeps him coming back, is just like being able to sit that, because if you're not sitting deep enough in that saddle, you're going to come right out.
So what, like you taught me, is that back in the day, they would need to cut a cow off from the herd because of disease or whatever reason they needed to check it out. And it kind of turned into a sport.
Yeah.
And it's hard because the cow cows are herd animals. They want to get back to their group.
Oh, for sure.
So they're like desperately trying to get back over, but it's part of like the American cowgirl way to keep it apart because it might be in the best interest of the whole herd.
Oh, yeah, you explained it perfectly. Yes, because it started out as a need to pull a cow away, and then it just turned into a competition. So basically, people were like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, watch me keep this cow away for 10 seconds." And then it just morphs into this whole sport. And cow cutting is just very bougie, very expensive. It is literally one of the most expensive horseback riding events, but I wouldn't trade it. I love it.
How did you go from loving cow cutting to straight up owning your own ranch?
I wanted to fund my hobby. Because at the time, IT was like up and coming, and I worked at the university for 3 years, ran my business full time. And it got to the point where I was working 14 days, and I just was like, I can't do both. So I took a leap of faith, and I was like, you know what? I can always go back to an office job if my business flops or tanks or fails. And now it's been 3 years, and I haven't looked back.
Love that. We love a girl who takes a leap of faith.
Yeah.
It's been worth it for you?
Yes, God, yes. Yes. There are moments when I question what I'm doing, but there are more moments where I'm like, God put me right where I need to be.
Yeah. And it's so normal. I feel like a lot of people are like, okay, if I do what I love to do, and if I'm taking the risk, but there's still uncomfortable moments, then I'm not on the right path. But it's like, no, that's part of it. You're still going to experience hardship when you take a leap. You're still going to be questioning sometimes, like, is this what I should be doing? But that's kind of what makes it a risk. That's what makes it something that not everybody's going to do. And that's what makes the reward so good, right?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. I mean, I feel like the biggest risk for me that I hold heavy in my heart is if somebody gets hurt. Because like we're riding horses and I can't guarantee everybody's safety. So it's like I do my best, but that to me is the biggest risk in running my business, is the potential for somebody to get severely hurt.
We love a liability waiver, and we
yes, we sure do.
And we also love being an educated rider, right?
Yeah.
Like being with somebody like you who knows what they're doing so that we're not putting ourselves in a dangerous position.
Definitely.
I can see me amateur. You know, I'm a hiker, and I feel like oftentimes it's kind of the same in the hiking and climbing community. Like we're told that it's amateur to have a guide. Like you're not a good enough climber. You don't know how to rope up. You don't know how to handle, like if you were to fall, like you don't know how to handle that. That's kind of looked down on, to have an expert with you. When in reality, I feel like sometimes it's the most like mature, like specialized and like smart thing as an expert sometimes to like really know what you're doing, which takes a ton of mentorship from somebody who is like above your level. And there's always somebody who's
for sure
better than you.
And that's smart. That's being smart. That's keeping yourself safe. And I totally agree with that. And that's where people get into trouble, right? They should take that extra time. They should have that mentorship or have a guide. And I ask for help. And I'm going to continue to grow and continue to educate myself with riding horses because I don't know everything. And I certainly would never claim to, you know? So, I mean, that's the thing is like, you've got to keep yourself safe. And I agree with that. And be humble enough to admit it. That's super cringe when people can't admit that, like, you know, like you need a little help and you need some mentorship or some guidance. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Do you have people come to your ranch and they act like they know everything, and in reality they have their hat backwards?
Yes, that unfortunately it's men a lot of the time. They don't like to take instruction from a female. And, you know, it's frustrating, but if you're not wanting to learn and you're not receptive to it, then you're going to get a lead line horse ride. Like I'm not going to waste my time trying to help you if you're not going to hear it.
I love that you like totally embrace your nature of being somebody who owns that. Like, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to jump into like telling you what is up. I'm going to, like, when I was riding with you the last time, I'm like super amateur, but we had some like medium level riders with us, and then you as the expert. And you were like yelling at them, get back from there. No, you need to move up on them, you know, being aggressive in your communication, because not only is that good for them to learn, but like it's good for the animals. And it seems like that's in your best interest.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I'm not afraid to tell people what's going on. Like, especially when it comes to my horses, I want to make sure that people are safe, and I want to make sure that my horses aren't like getting yanked on or pulled on and being mistreated. So I take people's safety very seriously. So it's like, if I'm being intense with you, it's because you're riding a 1,500-pound animal, you know? And if you're lollipopping around, it's like, okay, we're not posting on Instagram right now. Like, we need to be focused here, paying attention. And because if I'm not that intense, then you can fall off or get hurt. And that's not the end game.
We need to lock in when we're riding. We need to show some respect.
And I can tell the difference, like, between the people that are wanting to learn and that just kind of want to hang out, get an Instagram picture. Like, I'm pretty good at reading the room. And I just kind of flow with whatever.
And there's nothing wrong with getting an Instagram picture.
No, that's part of the gig. I will.
Yeah, I love an Instagram picture,
yes.
Girl. But you have to be respectful.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll take the pictures for you. Like, there's plenty of times where we'll stop and take the pictures. It's the ones that, like, just want to cringe out on the horse when we're all trying to ride. There's plenty of times to take pictures, and I will 100%. I'll get down and get your angle. I'll make sure it looks good. I'll make sure you get a fire picture.
We love that. We love a girl who can do both.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, I really want to be both, you know? Like, I love Western fashion in the sense that it gives me that femininity. Like, I want to be put together, but I also want to have those NFR fits. Like, I want to have the $600 cowboy boots, and I just want to look just put together, and my hair, my lashes, all of that. Like, yes, I can get down and ride horses, but I also can go run the runway literally and like have cute fits. And that's the thing is, like, I really want to teach these young women that we can be fierce. We can start our own business. We can be beautiful. And when I work with these young girls, like, literally, I want them to know they can do anything. If I can do it, that didn't have a lot of opportunities, and I just like grinded it out. Like, instead of holding each other back with women, we're always pitted against each other, but why can't we bring each other up?
I love that. Like, I know I'm not a good writer, but I just love it. And it's not only for the aesthetic, it's genuine. Like, I love being on a horse, and I haven't had a lot of, you know, introduction to that during my life. I just haven't been in the lifestyle as much. I love that you've told me before while riding, like, you know, we need to celebrate your wins. Like, when you do something that is good, even if it's small, you know, rooting for each other and telling each other, like, that's what's up. Like, that's exactly like what you should be doing. Let's go. Like, you're doing a great job. And that's so encouraging for somebody like me who doesn't have, you know, boots in your industry, pun intended.
Yeah. No, I mean, and that's the thing is like, I want you to come back and I want you to feel welcome and I want you to feel like part of the family, you know? So it's like, wherever you're at, I'm going to meet you there. And every time you come out, like you're going to get better and better. And like, I would never want to discourage anybody from riding or from their dreams. Cause I had enough people tell me that. I had enough people doubt me. Like when I first started my business, even part of my family was like, you're not going to do that. Like it's crazy. There's no way. And now I've created this huge thing and it's like, all right, well, I did it. You know, tell me I can't do something.
Yep. You'll have that attitude towards me, even if I say yeehaw.
I'll let it pass. I'll let it ride.
So this podcast is called Her Nature. It's about our nature as women and like what feels natural to us and living in that and following that path. So I want to start asking guests, what is your nature? What is like in your nature as a person and feels like flow to you?
Being a teacher. I love to inspire and I love to be a part of the journey. So when my students have like a moment where they figure it out and everything comes together, there's not a word that can express like the joy and the excitement that I can feel for that person. So teaching.
I love that. They probably feel that so much inside. So to like have you experience that with them and feel validated by your excitement, that must feel so good on the student's end too.
Well, it's my intensity, right? So it's like, I know I'm hard on people, but I'm trying to draw out something because I can see it in everybody. Like if you're timid and you're not asking enough of your horse, or if you're overly confident and you need to take a step back, like reading the room. And horses are just such a wonderful outlet to really help you grow as a person. And so when people have those moments of growth and I get to be a part of it, that's what brings me back. Like when I get to see people grow and their excitement and their joy and not be intimidated by it. Like just because one other person succeeds, like we should all be able to celebrate that. And we shouldn't feel like we can't celebrate other people's wins. You know, it takes nothing away from me for your joy, and I think there's not enough of that. It's like there's so much women and people want to pit each other against one another. It's like, let that go. Like, let's all win.
We love a girl who doesn't gatekeep and she invites everybody to join the party.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fun.
100%. Yes.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. This was genuinely such a good time, like getting to know you a little bit more and chatting with you. Where can people find you and information about Kinship online?
So if you follow us on Kinship Trail Rides, that's the best place, or Facebook, we're on that. And just, you know, like and follow along with like all of our content as we continue to grow.
Are you on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram, yes.
We love that.
Instagram, yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. And thank you so much for listening. If you tuned in for this episode to learn from a real cowgirl.
Yeah.
We all wish that we were this girl right here. So we hope that you learned a little bit of something today, and we will see you in the next episode.